And it began in an autumn day, right here in the OAK, California dreaming in the Golden State, Alameda County right here by the bay.
Yes, I represent that nation. Our story. Yes, I represent that nation. Our story. Yes, I represent that nation. Our story. That's right. Representing super in the block of Mr. Manuel Flaco is here. With our show is Nanny Pity from Oakland to Los Angeles to Vegas to Mexico City. Yeah, I represent that. Yeah, I represent that nation. Yes, I represent that. Yes, I represent that nation. Yes, I represent that. Yes, I represent that nation. Raider Nation. Raider Nation. For life. And I'm a spicy girl in the mother moon.
And it began on an autumn day, right here in the OAK, Alameda County right here by the bay, California dreaming in the Golden State. And you can find me in that east side, representing that east side. No matter what, we rep that shit.
What's up, Raider Nation? Welcome to For Life, our Raiderette's Roundtable. I'm Spicy Raider Girl here with Mother Moon. How are you tonight, Mother Moon?
I'm doing well. It's good to see you. Haven't seen you for a minute.
I know, right?
Right. And look at everyone here to join us so early. Tell me about it.
For coming. If you're watching over on Facebook, please join us on YouTube so we can see your comments. You can join the conversation. We are going to have a lovely, fabulous female former Raiderette from 2004, Miss Laura W. come on. So if you want to ask her questions or anything, come to YouTube and mark it or write it in the comments section. Remember, if you haven't already, light that torch by hitting that like button. And of course, we are accepting members. So if you want to join, you can hit that join button and become a member, support the channel that way. Today we are having a drinking game. If you're of age to drink and you want to drink, make sure that you pick your favorite beverage. If you don't drink, you want to toke or twerk, or as we were saying on this show, hair flip, get the hairography going like these Raiderettes.
Hairography, or in some cases to our chat, your beerography. I think if some of you fellas have a beer.
All right. And the drinking game alert tonight is Crucial Catch. We are still in October, and we are, I don't know if celebrating is the right word. Awareness, right? Awareness. To not only breast cancer, but as the NFL had kind of changed it to everything. The crucial catch, meaning it's important to catch it in time so that you can be healthy and maintain, a healthy lifestyle. So that's the drinking game tonight. Every time we say crucial catch. What is up to the chat? Raider Travis, John, Adrian, hey girl. By the way, Adrian was on last week, Mama. She was awesome. She had 2 stints with the Raiders, so we're going to bring her back to talk about her second stint. I can't remember
part
the date.
2 stints, part 1, part 2.
Veronica, hey, what's good? What's good, everybody? So we had a bye week this week, so there's not much to talk about football-wise, except that I will say this. I think the Raiders are the best 1-4 team ever. And it's kind of disappointing that they don't have a better record. Unfortunately, they have the worst record in all the AFC, but I think that's going to change. We've got the Texans coming up, very, very winnable game. The Saints after that, very winnable game. And I'm hoping in the next 2 weeks we can end up here. The next couple of weeks we'll end up in about 500 because really with all this talent, Waller, right. Renfro, all of this talent, Devontae Adams, of course. There's no way this team should be 1-4.
No, I think they got over their growing pains per se for this season. Let's make it happen. It's not too late. We're going to keep going, and we're going to get there. So I'm excited to see what's coming down the road.
We'll be at the game on Sunday. I'm excited. We get to do the flag unfurling. So I'm hoping to bring you live content from the field without getting ejected.
I know. We'll try that.
If nothing else, I'll have a spy cam on me and I'll load it later. Oh, wait, don't say that. Don't tell him. How am I telling anybody? No, I was just kidding. Retract. This is not live, right?
This is not. Yes. That'll be exciting, though. So see everybody on Sunday.
Tell me.
I said it's going to be exciting. I hope we see everybody on Sunday. I know we have to be there at 7 a.m., I believe, if not earlier.
7:30. Yeah. Raider Travis says we still take you in the AFC West division. Hey, it's still up for grabs. We got to win those games, though.
That's right.
Well, Devontae Adams, hey, no suspension. right? So far, so good. He's playing. That's good.
Right.
My take on it last time, I thought the production assistant crew member that was holding the C stand was in the wrong. He should never have been in that area anyway. So I'm glad the NFL, I don't know if they recognize that, but I'm glad they're not taking disciplinary actions in the form of suspension, at least not yet. If anything, they should suspend that guy from ever stepping on a field again, because clearly he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah, he may be gone.
Good.
I don't know. Am I flickering over here? What's going on? That's
No,
good.
you're good.
That's all good.
Waiter Travis says, winning streak coming. Well, I'm predicting at least 2 games. And then what's I'm drawing a blank here. So it's the Texans, the Saints, and who's next? Help me out, chat line. Help me out. I forget who's next. But anyway, get your questions ready, because we have a fabulous female coming up. You know, this is For Life or Raiderette's Roundtable, and we have been so honored to have so many beautiful ladies on our show so far, and they keep coming, and they're excited.
And the energy, right? The positive, the energy. How could they have not been a Raiderette?
Every single one of them is like, it's infectious. Like, you can't help but like smile when you're talking to them, because they're all, their personality. There's like you said, Mother Moon. There's no wonder why they were the cast. Is that the right word?
Chosen
to be Raiderettes.
I could see myself at the table judging.
Mount Davis. You can see their smiles from Mount Davis.
That's what I'm saying. If I was in the judging, I could feel that bubble. I could feel that energy. I want that girl. I want that girl. And so far, it's been all the ladies that have been on our show are just been fabulous females. You know.
That's right.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. Without further ado, let's bring our fabulous female in to join us. Hey, welcome to the show. You listen, I wish I had some pom-poms or something to wave around to welcome you in. Thank you for being here.
No, thank you for having me. It's really an honor to be invited to be on the show.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. Yes. So you were a female. I've been saying fabulous female so much. You were a Raiderette the season of 2004. I'm sure you have so many great memories and stories. Tell me a little bit about what it's like to be a Raiderette. I think we wanted to touch on a little bit. I think personally, and I think everyone else would agree, that you ladies are athletes. You ladies are athletes out on the field. And I think that's a different angle than what most people think. They think you're pretty, you're beautiful, which you are, you're talented, which you are, but I don't know, everyone thinks of you maybe as athletes. What can you say to that?
100% agree. So thank you, Spicy, for being able to acknowledge what all of the professional cheerleaders are, that we are all athletes. And, I'm no stranger to working hard. I was a student athlete through school. I ran track and cross country from junior high straight through college. I actually coach that now for youth sports. I coach the track team at my son's middle school. I coach, CYO cross country for the local church. But I have to tell you, that year that I spent with the Raiderettes had to be the most physically demanding, unpaid job I've ever been involved in. It was just unreal to me, the level of just physical demand and mental and emotional, right? You're talking about rehearsals. And I know that a lot of the fans don't realize this, but on the background, we have rehearsal every other day, 3 days a week, 3 hours at a time. And on top of those 12 hours, we were all told, you need to practice on your off day. So then the other 4 days of the week, I was rehearsing on my own. Basically I had to practice to go to practice. And so I think a lot of our fans, what they see is, when you make a nice dining table and you go to buy it at the store or from Costco, it's very shiny. You see the end product. But what you experience as, a professional cheerleader, as a Raiderette, is the sandpaper phase, right? We're doing all that hard work in the background so that when you get to the store, you just get to see a shiny table. And so I would love for our fans to know and understand that it takes a lot of athleticism to be a professional cheerleader, to be a Raiderette. Our routines were, trying to take up all that space on that field with just, 40, 50 girls. It's a lot of work.
Yeah,
because you have to run out there to the field to start, right?
Yeah.
You have to run that field. And then you
well,
also
I mean, and dancing in high heels too, right? Because the boots
Oh.
are high heels. You're on a turf that's
Yes.
soft. I mean,
Slippery.
that takes a skill in itself. It's not like you're out there in sneakers. You're not pulling a Britney Spears.
No. Oh, and speaking of the field, I just want to remind everyone, because Adrian and I just had a little chat about this. Remember, there were times where we were overlapping with baseball, so
Yeah.
we were in our white boots on dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to, since you brought it up, I just want to see if I have one here. Do I have one loaded up? I put it in the wrong spot. Sorry, so I don't have it loaded up. But yeah, there's some photos you sent. I think our thumbnail was that of, you can see all the background. So
Yeah.
that was special though. I kind of liked it. I know most people, like Raiders fans, did not like that. I thought that was super unique. And it, I don't know, it's kind of a cool element, but I can imagine like sliding around that.
Yeah, just trying to make sure we were, information and not kicking dirt into each other's faces, because there was so much running around to make it around the field for us, right? Yeah. But yeah, so it was great. Really, from that year that I took away from it was, by the end of that year in 2004, 2005, because we started and end in March with our tryouts, I really felt like I could accomplish anything after completing that year with the Raiderettes. It was,
wow, that says a lot.
Yeah, it was an experience. Yeah.
So and if you want, you don't have to, but you want to elaborate on that and why you think that?
I went into it like all the other fans. At the time I was dating a gentleman who was a huge Raider fan. So I went to that Tennessee Titan game where the Raiders won that AFC title. I saw all the Raiders on the field and I thought, I was like, well, I like to dance. I did hip hop in college. I thought I was so cool. And so I said, okay, well, I'll just go and try out. And I did. And I made it, not realizing all that sandpaper work that has to happen in the background for it to look that beautiful and glamorous and elegant on the field.
Now, do you have a dance background also?
I do not. Other than like recreational hip hop in college and high school with some friends, I did not have any classical background training, and which meant that, of course, for me, I was very diligent about practicing for practice because I knew I had a lot of catching up to do. Yeah, I could see, a lot of the girls on the team, for them, the dancing was very effortless. It did take a lot more energy from me. And so, like I said, I really learned that when I encountered something that I was unfamiliar with, to know that I could overcome and come out on the other side. And, we had our 60th Raiderette reunion in August. I think that's probably come up a few times in conversation. And I ended up, in the lobby, actually leading the rehearsal for a lot of our older Raiderettes from like the 60s and 70s and 80s. To go from having been on dance probation to then now helping to lead the rehearsal. That was a huge, really physically demanding athletic journey for me.
Well, hard work pays off.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And I will say, all of you make it look flawless. I mean, that's what makes you so talented, right?
Yes. It's always with a smile.
Always with a smile.
Always with a smile. We're getting some tips from the other Raiderettes that have been on the show.
Wait, is there an age limit? Is it too late for me?
Is it too late for me? I cut this down.
Yeah, well, I just turned 44 last week. So I think for me, I would have a harder time recovering from rehearsal than I did back in 2004.
I love it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you can see some of these comments, but, and I don't even, you see?
Okay, so I will address Mr. Alex. So this is actually not my house. I'm currently house sitting for a neighbor who's in Disneyland with her children. I mentioned this to Spicy and Mother Moon earlier. My house is under renovation. So on June 3rd, I actually moved into a tent in my mother-in-law's backyard, which is where I'm going to
tell it all. Okay.
Yeah. So there's tent camping part of the journey, and then there's living with my mother-in-law part of the journey. And so my friend was kind enough to let me house sit for her while she's gone, which is why I'm actually able to be in a room that has 4 walls. Otherwise, I would probably be doing this in my tent,
live
in
from
the
a tent
with the dog next to me.
And that's dedication, right? Just win. Just win any way you can do it. Love it.
Mother Moon, Mama says, Mother, you should be a Raiderette. You got her support.
I have pom-poms.
Yeah.
I guess that's all it takes. That's all it takes.
That's all it takes. That's it. I'm ready. Pom-poms and good to go.
Well, we'll get back to some fun Raiderette stories here in a minute, but we want to shift gears a little bit here, and talk a little bit about, of course, this is October, where it's famously known, for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. The NFL has also kind of shifted a little bit to bring awareness to all, cancers, and they refer to it as the crucial catch. That's our drinking game, and that means to catch it before it's too late, really. And our beautiful, fabulous female here, Laura, has a very personal story she wants to share with us. And by the way, thank you for allowing us to talk about this with you, because I know it's very personal, but it's very important as well. So thank you for being vulnerable, and thank you for opening up. But I'll let you take it away.
Thank you. Of course. I am thrilled that my journey can help to empower someone else to make a choice for their self-care. So it is a privilege really to be on the show. So 4 years ago in 2019, I turned 40, and I belong to a health insurance program called Kaiser here in California. And so Kaiser sends me this auto reminder that says, "Hi, you turned 40, come in for your mammogram." I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'm so busy." So like 6 months later, I finally got around to doing it. And then they called me to come back. So then I just knew, like, oh, this is probably not the best path that this journey is starting to take. And so what they discovered at that first mammogram was that I actually had cancer. It was called DCIS. I'm going to get a little technical here. So there were cancer cells in these 3-inch strips within my milk ducts. And so I had, my 3 children before they found the cancer. And so it was just a lot of information that gets dumped on you really fast. And so we had to make a lot of decisions. I ended up deciding to do a single mastectomy to remove the right side. For now, I've chosen to keep my normal one on my left side. So if you ever see me in person, I look lopsided, but just so you know, it's on purpose. I knew it was going to look like this, and I was okay with that. And so when we were going through that journey, we went through the mastectomy. They took out the cancer cells, took out some lymph nodes, dropped it in a petri dish in the lab, and actually found out that I had 2 types of cancers.
Oh.
So one, yeah. So my journey actually took me down 2 kinds of cancers. I didn't end up needing chemo, but it did leave me, I saw a lot of my sisters in my support group really losing their hair, and it made me in that moment very emotionally attached to what I had. So what you see now is a brand new haircut that's a month old. Before this, I have not cut my hair since I was diagnosed in 2019. So yeah, my hair, so it was all the way down to my hips right up until a month ago. And, part of this interesting journey was at my 60-year reunion with all of my sisterettes in Las Vegas. I realized that I was ready to take that next step and to, let the hair go and, continue on this path of remission with my cancer. And so I did end up having radiation for 6 weeks every day. It's a pretty crazy schedule.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah. So it's Monday through Friday. It was like clockwork. And so there is, in the cancer world, when you have to do things like radiation, it's like you're just sitting under the sunlight and they're just zapping you with the laser. So for those of you who've been through this already, there's a lot of damage to the skin. And so when you come out of these moments in these journeys where you're dealing with illness or disease, it's important to remind yourself to be kind to yourself. There are a lot of people who are going to want to dismiss the journey that you're on. And I completely understand the desire to want to do the positive cheerleading of oh, great, you had your mastectomy, so you're all good now. And it was like, well, actually, no, I'm down 1 boob. I hope I can say that on this channel. I'm down 1 boob. My skin is really burned. I have to go to, physical therapy so that I can, because I couldn't get my arm overhead anymore. So it's taken me, what is this now, year 4, and now I can go to the top. But that wasn't happening when I came out of surgery. Thank you. Yeah, small wins for physical therapy. And so, just really wanting those who maybe have not been in the journey of having, experienced cancer or any other illness or disease, that just being able to listen to the person who's going through the journey is a gift to that person. We don't want to be, we understand it's uncomfortable to have to face that. For some people, like for my parents, it was really about them having to face their own mortality when I was sick. My parents are in their 70s. But wanting, I hope people understand to not be dismissive when you see someone or you encounter someone who's been through their journey, and to just take a moment to let them acknowledge it with you.
Yeah, that's so beautifully said. Thank you for that
Yes,
perspective.
thank you for sharing.
I had never really thought it that way. So thank you for bringing that kind of awareness for that aspect.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
like you were saying, sometimes we don't know to speak up and say,
Mhm.
say a little something to you, but just to let for your story, know that you're sharing it. So out there with everyone and just letting us know it's okay. And I just, want to give you a hug and talk about your journey, not to take away from your story, but there's been, some few scares among some of us. And can't even begin to imagine what you've gone through, but I appreciate you telling us what you have, what you are going through.
And what I find really interesting and fascinating is, in your words, you chose to be, lopsided. And I think that's great. I mean, I feel like it's a rare decision. Do you want to talk a little bit about how you decided to kind of make that decision? I think it's great. I mean, to each their own. I mean, I'm not going to judge anyone who decides either way, but do you want to kind of speak on how you came to that?
Yeah, of course, as many of you know, there are certain parts of, how you look for both male and female and any other gender in between, that, it defines us, right? Like, oh, maybe you've got the flashy hair, or, for me, having been, an athlete all my life, my body was a really big deal to me. And so when they told me that they were going to have to take one out, that was very challenging. And I do want to say for the record that in 2016, I did get implants done. So the one that I do have left actually also isn't mine, but and so when I was having all these appointments with the medical team, I psychologically felt like I was not ready to let go of the one that I could keep. And so I decided that for my own sanity at that time, that I needed to keep the one on my left. And that we would do what the doctor recommended, which was to take everything out on the right. There was no other way to get rid of the cancer other than to take everything out. And I have been through 5 rounds of reconstruction on the right side, and it has not taken. And so this is where, again, I get a little bit technical, and this may be very uncomfortable for some of our guests who are listening. But, there were infections, that radiation that I talked about, that this side of my skin is completely, it's dead, for lack of a better word. There's no cell turnover. So each time they went in to try to put an implant back in, it wouldn't scab. It didn't close. And so after the 5th try, for my own, mental health, I decided I would just put a stop to it for now. And that was about 2 years ago. And so I just find that as time is passing, I am adapting to being lopsided. It wasn't meant to be long-term, but I'm feeling like maybe it's just going to end up being long-term, because I'm, sort of 3 years into that look now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing your story.
So brave.
Like we said, it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and the NFL, does celebrate the crucial catch. And I just want to say, like, I'm really so grateful that you're bringing this awareness, right? Because it really right. Because it is so important. It's so important to catch this early, and I'm so grateful that you're here and you're I don't want to offend you with any wrong word. This is such a touchy subject, but I don't know if the survivor is the right word or what it may be. But have you here with us, and the fact that you've gone through this journey and you were able to have, the crucial catch and thrive as a wife and a mother and as a beautiful woman. I think it's something that should be celebrated.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. And, as we talk, my 3 children, when I was diagnosed, my oldest son was in middle school, and he's going to hate that I'm saying this on basically live TV, but he was going through puberty at the time that I was diagnosed. And so like he was hormonal and I'm going all these treatments and I'm hormonal, and it was just yeah. Hey Stanley, it's good to see you. But so my household was just so chaotic, and they had to teach me in the support groups about like, you have to craft your story of how you explain your cancer to friends and family who are adults, and then how will you explain it to your teenager who's like 13. And then I had my son who was 9, and my daughter was in kindergarten. She had started kindergarten that year. And it's funny with my youngest, it had to be really, really basic. I dialed it down to, mommy had a little cancer, so they only took one side. And if mommy had a big cancer, then they take both sides. And then she would go to school in the morning during drop off and walk around to the other parents and be like, so my mommy has a little cancer, and so they only took one breast. And then she just run off to the playground after that. Like she was done with her explanation. So.
Well, I think being open with her and helping her to understand what you're going through on a day-to-day made it easier for her and to talk about it, not to worry about mommy, that you're okay. You show her you're okay and you help her through her days, which is so important as a mother, to help your little ones understand as they best they could. So
Thank
that's
you.
Great.
Yeah. So, in my culture, as many of you may be aware, it's very conservative. And so, my mom was just like, okay, well, don't tell anybody. And I was like, well, shoot, mom, I already like spammed out on Facebook, so I don't know what you want me to do. And so for me, I've always felt that transparency is key, right? For many things in life, when I'm sending out PTA emails or things for the Girl Scout and Boy Scout troops that I'm president of, or when I'm doing things for work with my health coaching business. But I think for me, that transparency is not just about, I use it at work when I'm doing online communications, but transparency can help you to have better self-care for yourself. So my choice to be transparent with my journey, my hope is that it would inspire others to take better care of themselves, to empower them to feel like it's okay to say when something's wrong. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay, and I know traditionally studies have shown that men don't like to go to the doctor. It's okay to go to the doctor. It doesn't mean that you are weak. It doesn't mean that you're not going to be respected. Like transparency is key for you to care for yourself. And you can only care for the people around you if you care for yourself first. And so these are, big learning lessons for me with the cancer journey. And if there's a day where you're tired and you need to say no to the, 55 volunteer things people are asking for, it's okay to say no. It's okay to say no too.
Right. No, thank you for saying that. Yeah. And I think that's like the first responders, like, first rule, right? Take care of yourself first so you can help others. And so that's kind of an interesting take on the metaphor, if you will. But is there anything else you want to share with us about this journey? Please do. If not, we can like switch gears back to you telling some fun stories about being a Raiderette.
Not too much, although I will, I think the breast cancer journey, I've covered a lot of what I would hope to impart to all of our guests that are on here, is to just remember to take care of yourself on time. Yes. It's really important.
Hey, as Mama said right there too.
Well, on the word that Mama says right there, if you could put that back up, some men maybe in this chat may not know, men also get breast cancer.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to a friend at one time and he had no idea. It's like, well, you have to go get checked. And so, yes, men, take care of yourself as well. Have your lady take care of herself, and just, all of us know your body and just take care of yourself. It's a difficult.
And I've said this before, correct me if I'm wrong. I know mammograms and screenings are important, but also blood work's important. Make sure to request the blood work. That's highly important. And listen, I'm not a doctor or anything, but I think you can get a crucial catch with blood work. So ask your doctor if you have insurance. Most insurance basically cover it with probably like a $20, cove charge or whatever, something like that. So, but yeah, we just want to bring awareness to everything, because we love all of our Raiders fans. Like we always say, it's not just a franchise, it's a family, and we want to keep our family around as long as possible.
Thank you for sharing your story on that. Appreciate
Yes.
you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So we'll switch gears a little bit here, and we'll talk a little bit more about your time dancing. I guess just tell me your favorite moment. Do you have like a favorite moment from being out there on that field?
Yeah. For me, that first preseason game when we were out on the field under the lights and I was out there in uniform, and to just hear that positive and feel that positive energy from the Raider Nation, from the fans, I was like, oh my God. Like, yeah. Because again, for those 5-6 months where we are rehearsing, in like a middle school gymnasium and this, muddy field, and, on Saturday mornings at 7 a.m., it didn't really totally click that, like, oh my gosh, I made the audition and I earned this opportunity to be a Raiderette. But that moment on the field where you hear and you feel the fans and they're excited to see you, like that was just unreal for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at the 50-year reunion, we did this in Oakland, right?
Oakland.
So that was awesome. Yeah, at the stadium. I was 7 months pregnant with my daughter, who's now 9 years old, that kindergartner I just talked about. And they did a really cool rollout where they brought us out by the decade. And it was actually when they brought out our original Raiderettes from the 1960s onto the field. And the noise level in that stadium, I've just never seen or heard anything like it again. It was just the level of love and respect that was for our original girls from the squad was just,
that is so cool. Our friend Cisco is actually going to put us in contact. He's a friend of the show. He's the president of the Black Hole Las Vegas. And he's going to put us in contact with 2 of the women, I believe, that cheered in the 60s to be on our show as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
Looking forward to that. I'm going to go ahead and add Raider Rosie. She's backstage with us. She's part of our cast as well. So I'll add her in while we kind of we still have some time, but I want to encourage Raider Rosie. What's good? You on mute, girl? You still on mute?
I'm here. I made it. Hi.
Hey.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Laura, for sharing your story. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Spicy Raider girl. I know we want to change gears a little bit, but I have a similar story. I've gone through the emotions of getting diagnosed. Let's start with home tests. It's very important to do self-examinations. That's how I found my lump at home doing an exam. And I'm like, no way. So I waited until the next month and it was still there. And my kids were really, really little. So I told the ex-husband, I told him, I said, we're going to go to Disneyland and then I'm going to get tested after we come back. Because we had already had plans and I didn't want to ruin that. So we had our family vacation. We came back. And the doctor looked at me before he tested me. He said, I have Tuesday available. You want to just cut them off? I was like, what?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so that scared me because we haven't even done the biopsy yet. So just all the emotions. Well, how do you tell your kids? My children were under 10, all 3 of them. How do you tell your family? Like I was waiting for the biopsy and I'm going through all this. Do I cut them off? Do I not? Like it was very emotional for me. And so we ended up removing the lump and I didn't have to cut them off. However, what some people don't know is the lump grows back. And so I have had to get a mammogram for the last, I found it again. It's still under the scar. I still do my self-examinations. And I was like, wait, what? The scar is there. And so they said, yeah, unfortunately, sometimes it does. And so now I have to go every 6 months like clockwork. Like we do a ultrasound. I do my regular mammos. I have to do 2 appointments every 6 months. And so it's still real. It's still very real to me. And so thank you for sharing your story. And, we're just here, we're here. You give me encouragement. If I got to cut them off, if I got to cut them off, you gave me encouragement, that it's a journey, but we want to save our lives.
Yeah,
We
there
love
was there was a lot of
that.
crying in my car after a doctor's appointment. So the
Yeah.
emotions, they come fast. There's like fast and furious, right?
Oh,
Like I
yeah.
said, they dump
Oh,
the
yeah.
information on you. You have to make a decision right away, and everything is time sensitive. So it is very, very chaotic in the early days. But
Absolutely.
Raider Rosie, I see that you're still here with us. So congratulations for being a survivor.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Raider Rosie, for sharing your story. See, we know each other, but like you said, we don't share those intimate stories. And
Right.
so thank you both again,
You're
Raider
welcome.
Rosie. Girl, we need to talk.
Yeah, so thank you both for sharing your stories. I know it's not easy to do. It's a very personal thing, but it's also, I think, very brave to share, because it's important for other women, and as Mother Moon said, even men, to kind of hear the journey of everything, because all of this is important. The crucial catch is important.
In case you didn't know, that's the drinking game. You can either drink, toke, or twerk. I know we have some twerkers out there, so but you know us.
So tell me a little bit about the reunion, because I've heard a little bit about it. How was your experience about the reunion? You got to perform.
Oh my gosh, it was yeah, it was so amazing. And don't get me wrong, I have some awesome memories from the 50 year. Like I said, I was pregnant with my daughter. Shauna Zimmerman was still our choreographer, and she ended up putting me in a corner with all the other gals who were pregnant, and we just sort of were near the gate in case one of us needed to do it. She had the EMT truck ready to go in case.
Oh my God, stop.
Yeah, it was.
Can you imagine? What if you would have given birth on the field? That would have been so awesome.
Yeah. And the fans were so amazing at the 50 year. Again, my belly was out to here, and nobody even blinked an eye. All the fans were even more excited when they saw that I was pregnant. There was just all these comments about oh my gosh, future Raiderette coming soon. Nobody bothered to ask if it was a boy or girl. And it was a girl, but they all just saw me as a cheerleader, and they were like, okay, well, there's a future one coming soon. So it was really cute.
That.
So positive. I love that experience at the 50 year. It was just so great. And then they definitely, there was the wining and dining, the amazing cocktail party where my husband was in love with the lobster mac and cheese, which is not something we would make at home. So it was a pretty big deal that that's what they were serving. But with the 60-year reunion that was here in August, it was really a whole nother experience. We had the opportunity to tour the new stadium, to see that our Oakland Raiderettes, our Raiderettes that were so deserving. They have it all
right the first time.
That's okay. We'll cheers to that one. We're good.
Oakland.
I know my slip up, right? When we were in Oakland, as all of my sisters know, we shared our locker room. It was the Warrior Girl locker room, which had half the head count. And then we would come in with double the number of girls and try to use the same amount of space. And so then to come to Vegas and to see how they set up the stadium to really honor the girls and to treat them with dignity, right? The Raiderette Museum is the entryway into the locker room, where everyone actually has a locker with a chair. And you don't have to bring your own mirror and a rolling suitcase and right? And then they have a break room where they can eat that's not next to the bathroom stall. It's I see how well these girls are now being honored, and they so deserve it. And we've all deserved it through all these years and all these decades. And so to be able to see the Raider organization have an opportunity to honor our Raiderettes in that way was really amazing at the reunion.
Yeah, that is such a great story. It's so funny. Poor Oakland.
Hey, around.
The locker room was in the tunnel in between the arena and the Coliseum right there.
Yes.
Yeah. Mother Moon, I'm not gonna give away all of our secrets, but Mother Moon and I know our way around there so well. A little quick story for you. My grandmother used to work for my mom's mom, my grandmother, Mother Moon. We worked for all three of the organizations. So I used to go to the Coliseum as a little kid when she went to work. And so I got to run around the whole place. So I still know all the ins and outs of it. And then like when the Coliseum's like super busy, like I know where all the like
The
secret
bathrooms
bathrooms are that you're like not supposed to be in.
Right.
I'm like, there's a trap door right here. There's gonna be a bathroom right there, and we can totally get to the arena from this way. So I know exactly what you're talking about. But
the good old days. Of
the good old days.
Yeah, and they really pulled out all the stops for us this weekend. I was very impressed, with Tiffany and Denise helping to put all of this together to honor all of us returning as alumni. There was this amazing event at Top Golf on Friday for everyone to connect. Yeah, we had, we were able to do rehearsal on Saturday afternoon at the practice facility, which was just massive. I mean, it was basically the size of 2 football fields, just all this space that wasn't here when they were in Oakland. That I would only imagine to try to build this in California with a lot of the bureaucracy that we have in Sacramento. It would just be really challenging. And so I could see where they were able to do a lot more by being in a different location. I personally agree with Spicy. I'm still very, very sad that they're gone. Because it means that my 9-year-old daughter doesn't get to be a junior Raiderette. I always have people
true.
And then I have to remind them that, hey, they're not here anymore. So there's no program for my daughter, right?
Oh,
yeah.
Maybe we could sign her up. I don't know. As PSL holders, we have access to sign up our kids. I don't know.
It might work.
I don't know. I mean, my kids are used to staring at Zoom, right? They can totally follow a video. It's fine.
It is a great experience for the junior Raiderettes. My niece was able to do the junior Raiderettes for quite a few years. My brother, who has passed due to cancer, he was in the Black Hole. He repped there for years and years, and so she did the junior Raiderettes until she couldn't do anymore. And now she teaches dance as well. She teaches little girls, so it does carry on. It does carry on. Once you're a Raiderette, always a Raiderette.
She actually ended up going into competitive cheerleading.
Yeah.
It all started when she was like 5 or 6 doing the junior Raiderette thing.
Yeah. So yeah, I think the organization brings a lot to the women. Their confidence, to the girls brings their confidence, and you have to work hard. So that takes you onto your life, right? To everything else you want to do in your work career. Right. So that's good. But I do have a question. I don't think I was able to ask Adrienne last time. Did you take a photo of all the Raiderettes at the reunion? One big group photo?
Oh, we do have a large one, and I think I forgot to download it. It came out through the Raiders professional photographer. Yeah, I mean, there were 500 of us, so he was like,
that was my next question. How many? I know, right?
500? Yeah. Oh, I thought you knew the head count.
No.
Yeah.
I did not know the head count. Wow. I did not know it was that many.
Well, I think we ended up a little bit under. So I don't know if you were aware this summer, but Las Vegas had real deal monsoon season.
Oh, the casinos were flooded.
Yes. And so we had a number of Raiderettes who got like rained out, lightninged out. Their flights were canceled and they just couldn't. Oh, no. Yeah, we had Raiderettes that were trying from Wednesday, Thursday onwards to try to get in by Sunday, and they weren't able to make it. But I believe RSVP we had it was 500.
Wow. I wasn't there at the game. I wish I could have gone, but I saw some video. Yeah. And I just remember seeing all the the Raiderettes coming in to line up.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was so cool. I thought it was
feel your pride. It was
fill the field.
Yeah.
See everyone all of these ages and grades and all of this stuff and everybody there at once. I thought that was the coolest thing. I'm totally a Raiderette fan. I do.
Fangirls. That's it. Yeah.
As if I think I know it and I so don't.
This is a true story. Spicy and I will be in the seats, and all of a sudden we're ready. We're going. We're acting like
I know the end move. I know the end move.
I know the end move.
Rally.
Yes.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I am so. I am
snap,
so
turn.
in. I am so in.
We
I'm
look
like,
silly,
the
but
only
we
one,
love you.
I'm the only one cheering at the end of your performances. I'm like, yeah, like you just scored a touchdown or something.
This
I
is
love
so
it.
true. We give you so much
Oh, yeah.
love. I mean,
yeah.
everyone there does. You hear it, obviously. The cheerleaders hear it, but yeah, we're dancing right there with you, cheering right there with you.
I feel like, and I don't want to make this sound like a negative comment because it's positive, actually, but I am so not a hater on all you beautiful, fabulous females dancing. Like, I am cheering for you. I am cheering for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
We all appreciate the accolades.
Yes. You know, it's like I feel like sometimes, like, you know, it's the men that want to see it, and of course they do, and the women that are more geared to like kind of hating a little bit. And I'm like, let's support these women. Talented.
Yeah.
They're athletes. You know what I mean? They're dedicated. Like, why wouldn't we want to support that?
Right.
And here we are today.
Yes.
Here we are.
And all of your energy is so contagious. Like, everyone that we've had on the show, everyone, like look at her smile right now. Like, honestly,
No, right?
everyone's personality and smile and everything is so contagious. Like, you ladies actually make me happy. When I get off of these shows with you, like, I'm like, that was so much fun because I love talking to you all.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. And all of my sisters who came before me appreciate it too. Like, I know there have been amazing interviews leading up to this one already and many more to come.
Totally. Well, you're welcome back anytime. I know we're kind of we went past it. We always go past our time actually, because all of you are so amazing. Like, we can talk to you for hours. But if there's anything else you want to share with us, or Mother Moon or Raider Rosie, if there's anything else you would like to ask, if not, we'll let our fabulous female go for the night.
Rosie, have anything?
No, just thank you again.
Well, I don't think we asked her. The one question we have asked everyone is, do you have a favorite memory with Mark Davis or any of the higher ups? Any stories that you can share with the management team?
At the end of my year this was already 2005, right before they were transitioning to the tryouts. I was sent on I'm sorry, I just blanked out for a second. I was sent out to actually do some charity work with Jim Otto for one of his nonprofits.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I had the opportunity we flew up to Oregon with my line captain, Wendy Barman, at the time. And we had the opportunity to basically spend the week with Jim Otto and his wife. And they were really great. It was fun. Everybody was so kind. There was no negative treatment because Wendy and I were, just the cheerleaders. We really felt like we were, taken care of. And it was a great experience to be able to be up there.
Oh, I love that. And Jim Otto is one of, like, I think the old school fan favorites.
Yeah.
It's so great to hear.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Okay. I don't know if you've seen any of our show. We're not ending the show yet, but we gotta go out. We gotta go out with you. We gotta go out with you because we go out one way and only one way. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. We love you.
Thank you. I've loved being on. Thank you, ladies. It was amazing.
Thank you so much.
Like always. Oh my gosh, I love the energy.
I love it. I love each. We've had Nicole, Naya, Adrian, now Laura. We've got Deidre and Roxanne coming up. We've got Jackie coming up. We've got so many fabulous females coming up, and I just, like I said, their energy is just so contagious.
I know. We said that every time we get off with the show with one of the ladies. We're like, I'm gonna keep that energy. I'm gonna keep it. Then next week rolls along. It's like I got a little bit left. I got to get some more.
Yeah.
I got to get my fix.
It's like Disney casting. You know what I mean? Like Disney always casts the best talent, and like I feel like the Raiderettes are right there with that. You know what I mean? Like all these ladies, bubbly, energetic, personality is great. Their smile is great. You know, they're beautiful within. They're talented. They're athletes. You know, and it just like it's empowering. Really, it's empowering. I think it's motivating. And I'm not trying to gush over them too much, but geez, I just love having them on the show. Like it makes my day.
Well, let's cheers to them. Yeah, cheers to all our fabulous Raiderettes. I do want to mention Aunt Dog shared a very heartfelt story of about his aunt. I don't know if you could find it on there. Spicy.
Okay, yeah, I got Aunt Dog. My aunt is a double survivor. Ended up losing both breasts at a young age. Took a long time for her to public confidence to come back, dealt with depression and everything in between. Okay, we that's thank you for sharing this, Aunt Dog. And then he goes on to say we spent a lot of time taking her to fairs and outdoor events to help her bounce back. She now travels abroad by herself. So happy for her. So I should put my glasses on too.
yeah.
But yeah,
see, there it is. Support.
Thank you for sharing that. We appreciate it. We all know it's personal and it's private. Aw, Adrian, take 2 next time.
Take 2. Adrian's coming back. If you missed her the first line, please go back to our show from last week. God, it's already last week.
I think it was
and watch, our fabulous Adrian. And part 2 is coming up.
Yeah,
she's got stories. Y'all want stories?
We've got a few minutes left here. We've got about 8 minutes left. We're going to talk a little bit about the black tea. So I don't have an intro for you today. Today was crazy, but the black tea is. You want to tell Mother Moon?
Oh, the black tea. Yes, the black tea. We have that there are rumors that Abram and Farrell are out.
They're looking to trade them by the November 1st deadline. They don't care. This is kind of crazy to me. Okay. I don't even know where to start, actually. So it almost seems like they don't even care where they go. Right?
Yeah, I got that.
Like a fire sale, basically.
Wow.
Yeah. Right?
Well, they have, because
like
they're asking multiple teams, hey, do you want them? It's like I said earlier, you don't have to go home, but you gotta get the F out of here. That's what I read between the lines.
And I will say this. I kind of feel like Abram is a little bit of a disappointment. I think he has talent. I think he has potential. The problem with Abram, in my opinion, is he doesn't know how to control his aggressive play. We love aggressive play. I love aggressive play. However, it has to be controlled aggression. Correct. And he kind of overshoots his tackles. He plays a little carelessly, and I mean that's why he injured himself and a teammate in his rookie year. And that's just not okay. You know what I mean? Like aggressiveness is great, but you have to have controlled aggressiveness. And he doesn't have that, in my opinion.
That could be. I also heard that Abram and Farrell are the last of Gruden's crew, and that it's a clean slate per se.
Interesting.
So that's it. Ooh. I can wash away Gruden and everything he had beforehand. I don't know how I feel about that.
What do you mean by last of Gruden's crew, though? Like he brought them in? Because Carr was around with Gruden, and Max was around with Gruden. Like so
let me see if I could get an exact quote here. Let me see. Abram are 2 of the players remaining from the previous leadership. Tandem general manager. That's what it says from the previous
from the GM?
The GM.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Well, whatever. I mean, listen. Clearly, the Raiders have to get better. All right, they're 1-4. I've said this at the beginning of the show, and I'll say it again. In my opinion, they are the best 1-4 team ever. With the talent that the Raiders have, they should not be 1-4. They should not have lost to the Cardinals. Okay. I mean, all the games have been really close, but with the talent they have and the addition of Devontae Adams, should not be sitting right now. However, it doesn't surprise me totally because last year was a little bit smoke and mirrors, right? Yes, they made the playoffs. However, they weren't that great of a team. And if the season wouldn't have extended from 16 games to 17 games, they actually would not have made the playoffs. So they kind of squibbed in, right? But then they ended up losing to a team that went to the Super Bowl. So there's all this kind of like questions in the air, if you will. But I think the bottom line is they need to be better than 1-4.
Yeah, they need to be better. But, sorry. They do need to be better, but I think this is it. This last couple of games, they can still do it.
Every game, every week.
I know. It's called faith. What shirt do I have? Oh, I don't have my faith shirt on. But isn't it easier? Second part here. We're going into a mid-season here. Hopefully, we'll be able to get a couple of wins, get them all pumped up. And
we don't need more than a couple, Mother Moon. We don't need more than a couple.
Come on now.
We need more than a couple.
We need 2 in a row to start with.
We'll do it. We're going to do it. I'm going to get my pom-poms out and get out there in the field and cheer.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Mama says you should do it. So,
Yeah, I think you should.
Whatever Mama says, I think you should do.
Whatever Mama says. I think there's a song like that. My Beyonce fan is really working it because it's making me have tears.
Oh my gosh. Well, we are about up on our time, so thank you for joining us. We're all nobody leave yet. We got 3 minutes left, so don't go nowhere. But
tell me.
Football's Fabulous Females. Catch them every Tuesday on this show right here for Life on Raiderette's Roundtable. We have the beautiful ladies lined up for throughout November. They're going to be telling us some amazing stories. And like I said, I won't gush anymore. Y'all talk.
Okay. Don't gush anymore. But even after those who are for the next few Tuesdays at 6:30, there might be something special at the end of the season. Maybe all the ladies together. Who knows? A little trivia games. Go back and watch what they have to say. What fabulous former Raiderette did this or that? What was their time with the Raiderette? I'm thinking.
I love that trivia idea. Actually, when Laura
know.
was talking about being pregnant on the field, there was one Raiderette who spoke about having a custom uniform made while she was pregnant. And I think that's a great trivia question.
Oh, I know that answer. Oh.
You can tell him. It's not the show. It's not the trivia show yet, so you can tell him.
Yeah, it's good. Was it Naya?
It was Naya. Yeah.
It was Naya. Yeah.
Naya.
All right.
Yep.
Girl. Yeah.
Make that note, everybody. Make that note.
Make that note.
That was your free answer. The rest
Yeah. All right, ladies. Well, we're going to come back. Oh, you always got to stay through the end, though. We always got to stay till the live broadcast.
Yeah, don't go anywhere.
But we go out one way.
And only one way.
And it began on an autumn day, right here in the OAK, California dreaming in the Golden State, Alameda County right here by the bay.
Yes, I represent that nation. Our story. Yes, I represent that nation. Our story. Yes, I represent that nation. Our story. That's right. Representing super in the block, Mr. Manuel Flack Joe is here.
Without showing any pity, from Oakland to Los Angeles to Vegas to Mexico City. You know, represent that nation. Yes, I represent that. Yes, I represent that nation. Yes, I represent that. Yes, I represent that nation. Raider Nation. Raider Nation. And I'm a spicy girl in the mother moon. And it began on an autumn day, right here in the OAK, Alameda County, right here by the bay. California dream in the Golden State. And you can find me in that east side, representing that east side. No matter what, we rep that shield.
Hey, hey. Oh,
Hi. I look a mess, but I made it. Hi, Julian.
Everybody, say bye to everybody. Thank you for sharing your story with us.
Thank you, Raider Nation. Raider Rosie loves you.
Thank you.
Can you do it?
I love that we had some ladies in the chat. A little more than usual. Thank you, ladies. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.